Don't worry about stealing gas. We'll just siphon again and then put it in someone else's car.
I got a shirt from the band. The day got the shirt. You got a boot print on it. Won't come on.
We might listen.
What's going on? So here's the story. And look, I'm not even going to pause it. Had to get some water. So here's the deal. This is the third time I've done this. Did it twice on Friday because I needed to get it done. And then or Saturday, actually. Saturday morning. Because I was going home this weekend. Very busy life now. And I had no time. And then I realized that the episode was garbage because I rushed it. And so I'm doing it again. And I'd done it like twice on Saturday because I was just mumbling a lot. But anyway, this first 40 seconds has been great. So here's the deal. What's going on? Episode number 4. Open mic. I'm going to try to promote these more now. I promoted the last one, like, kinda. I threw it in my story. And, I mean, a few more people watched it. I don't really know how to, like, go about it. But I guess. It's really just, like, I don't know, man. Like, every episode is so different. Like, in terms of how people, like, interact with it. But anyway, yeah, so Romancer was episode 36, just came out. This is, I'm not going to name them, like, post-show anymore. It's just going to be, like, open mic, whatever. Romancer, super nice guys. What? I said this in the episode that they're like anytime I heard Romancer, like when I first got to London, was that they were like the nicest dudes of all time. And like that's something that I say a lot about like people that I like have befriended, that they're like, oh, they're the nicest guys. But like Romancer are the nicest fucking guys, dude. It's true. They might be the nicest people I've ever met. Obviously I only hung out with them for like an hour, but yeah. Anyway, go check that episode out. Go check their music out, man. It's so good. And hey, man, and you know they're great dudes. So there you go. It's a shorter episode. They had to get going. They were kind of like, we penciled it in. We got them in here, which was awesome. It was a shorter episode. And that one, like, definitely could have been over an hour, I think, and it would have been great the whole time. So it's cool that it's a shorter episode. So go check that out for sure. I was talking to my buddy Riley, who he's been telling me for a while, and this has been something that I know I need to do. I think I just need a day to do it and see how many episodes I want to go back and do it for, is like making highlights of episodes, you know. So I might do it for like, I'll do it maybe from now on, and I'll maybe do like some of the more popular episodes of this like second season, and then I might do like, there's a couple episodes from like the first trial of this thing where that have done pretty well. So I think I maybe cut those up and just do like little highlights. Basically what I do on Facebook is like I do like a 2 to like 5 minute clip that I throw up on Facebook, so something like that. It might just like ease people into it instead of having to like tackle this gargantuan like hour-long video. It's definitely the move, I think, for sure. Anyway, yeah, so one of the things I was talking about on Saturday was that a great show I got to go to Friday night. It was Olivia and the Creepy Crawlies' last set in London ever. It wasn't their last set ever, but they're done now, which is crazy. I was going to ask them to be on the podcast. Charlie the Kid, who was on, plays guitar in that band, and we were talking afterwards. He's like, man, I'll hook you up with Kelly. Like, she'd be great to have on, like her and Olivia on, which I think I still might do. I'm a goof, and I didn't go talk to them after the show, and I totally could have. But I didn't. But we interacted like a little bit on like Instagram and stuff. So hopefully, so like Olivia and the Creepy Crawlies is done, but I think Olivia and Kelly are gonna keep doing stuff. But that would be a really great episode because Kelly's like a marketing genius apparently, like social media wise. So I would really love to talk to her about that. I think that would be a really great episode to do. But yeah, man, I never got a chance to see them. So for those of you that aren't familiar, Living in the Creepy Crawlies was like an MIA band that really like blew up and was doing some really great things in like the Toronto area and stuff. And they actually like just put a record out. And they were one of the bands where like a lot of our profs always referenced them, always was referencing them. And they put out some really great music. Really go check it out. It's like a folky like indie rock vibe, but it's really, really cool. And it was a whole MIA night, actually. The first two bands, Allidays and Sneaker Club, are currently in MIA. Great. Sneaker Club just put out a new single. Go check that out. There, I think... I have no episodes recorded for next week, so I'm gonna make those guys come in. Those guys are good friends of mine. I think I'm just gonna. We've been talking about having them in. I think I'm just gonna make it happen. But yeah, I don't know. I might have to skip a week. I don't know. I'm so busy right now. I started this new job, and just to sidetrack a little bit, I started this new job, and the hours are 12 to 8:30, and I just have like no time to do anything. So I can do some stuff at night. And then I'm up until like 2 or 3. So then like I've been like I gotta get up early and go to the gym, and then I don't, because I'm up until like 2-3 a.m. Doing other shit. But anyway, this is a music podcast. So anyway, back to Rum Runners. So yeah, Holidays was great. Sneaker Club killed it. And then Anella and the early hours played. Anella is like one of my best friends of all time. I owe her a lot. She really like broke me out of my shell in MIA. And she's so awesome, man. And like her band is so good. Hayden also plays bass in that band. And yeah, man, they're so good. Yeah, man, she played this song. Anella has an EP out and then a bunch of singles. And the last song on the EP is a song called "Will You Stay the Night," and it sounded like, it's not really a ballad, but it's like a slower tune, and I love it. It was like one of the first songs that she had written like before she had started this band in MIA, and I always loved the chorus. And then it just like, it fell out of the set. Like, you know, when you have slower songs, those usually tend to fall out of your set. But they played it like right in the middle, man, and like it was weird, dude. It was like I don't know. I don't want to like oversell it, but it really did feel like it was like I was on some like a drug or something, man. Like I had no like concerns for those like 5 minutes. I just felt like so nostalgic and like at peace, and it's awesome. And I love watching Anella because like she really makes you feel a part of it. Like she looks at you and she'll like smile at you, or sometimes she'll like call you out during the songs or whatever. She's a great front person. But yeah, so if you don't listen to Anella in the early hours, go fucking check that out. And Olivia and the Creepy Crawlies, it was my first time seeing you. It was my last time seeing you, I guess. Great job. That was really unreal. And I need to reach out to Kelly and Olivia and hopefully get them on, because unreal. It was just such a great night of music, man, and that's always good. And then, man, the other great thing about going to Rum Runners now is like, so we've been around and like I know people, like just seeing other people that you're not like friends with, that you see like every day or you know, a few times a week, is so great. Just like other musicians that like know who you are and you know who they are. That's always a great feeling too. And man, I love seeing those Basic White Boys. Fuck, they're all there. Usually just Riley and like Jordan are out because Sandra doesn't live around here. They're all out. It's always great catching up with them, man. Riley gave me some better advice. Man, marble mouth. My new job is I talk on the phone, so I talk like all day. Selling lawn care. Not good at it, but I'm talking all day. And so I just kind of get marble mouth at the end. But yeah, Riley was telling me some stuff about the new record that's coming out, and I won't. I mean, it wasn't really stuff that probably shouldn't be said, but they were his stories, so I won't tell them. But this Friday, it's called The Second Half. I'm so stoked for it, man. Basic White. I'll talk more about this like next open mic after I actually get to listen to the album. But one of the best live bands I've ever seen, and in terms of like local acts, the best live band I've ever seen, I think. You know, because this is the thing. So this is, and it's a lot of it's like personal, I guess. Like when I saw Cleopatra, like that was a really great experience, and like the crowd was a great part. Like I've seen Basic White in like many different crowd situations, but like the first time I saw Basic White and I didn't know who they were, I was like, I need to know who the fuck these guys are. This is crazy. And it was just like, I was personally so involved, and like they kill it, man. Like it's not like they're playing to dead crowds or whatever, but I've seen them like once to just like a lesser crowd, like in the summertime at Rum Runners before they closed down last year, where it was like, it wasn't a huge show, and they fucking play like it's a packed room. And I've seen them play to a packed room, and they murder. Dude, they're honestly, if you ever get a chance to go see them, go see them. They're fucking great dudes. Fucking party animals too. party animals. I've told this like story on the podcast, and I won't tell it like as a huge story. But after I had Riley on the podcast, and then I saw them play at Rum Runners, and he was like, "Hey, we're doing like a secret show to release our single at my place at the end of the month. It's just gonna be a party. We're gonna play a short set. We're gonna have a fucking party, you guys. So you and Julia should come." And I was like, "Okay, cool, yeah." And I was nervous as fuck because I'm still a shy guy, and like nobody I knew was gonna be at this thing. So I was like, "Oh fuck, man." So Julia and I go. And we're drinking beers, and I come in, and Riley's like, "Hey, man, what the fuck?" And he's introduced me to everybody, and everybody's like, "You're the guy that did the podcast. That was fucking wicked." And it was one of the best parties I've ever been to. It was so great. And so, I mean, that's just, there you go. That highlights, the point of me telling that story was to highlight how great they are. There you go. Go check them out. The second half comes out this Friday. I think you can go pre-save it on Spotify, and you can go pre-save it on Spotify. I don't know how their streaming services work. Man, it's funny, man. There's like, I think Spotify like pays real poor, but like people just like, it's the most user friendly, I think, out of all the other services. So like that's the only one people give a fuck about. And if you're, unless you're my buddy Drew and you just refuse to fucking, I'll say, and like Drew is like one of the only people that watch this, so let's have a good laugh, buddy. But it's like, I'll send him a new band he's got to listen to. I want him to listen to. He's like, "Are they on YouTube?" I'm like, there's like fucking 17 streaming services. Fucking get one of them, man. So ridiculous. Yeah, man. So that was kind of my live show experience, setting up there. Yeah, what else to talk about? So, like, in disappointing news, the CMW acceptances went out, and we didn't get one. Hey, also, Canadian Music Week, thanks for sending me an email that said, "You guys can't come. You didn't get it, or you didn't get in. Here's your free pass." And I guess, like, I just read, like, you didn't get in, and then, like, I knew about the free pass. I was pretty pissed. I'm kind of, like, an angry person, and I was pretty upset, and but I guess in the email they said like there was like the risk, or there was like so if you don't get accepted, like one member of the band gets still like a free pass or whatever to like go to everything. But then they said that like later they said like every band member gets a wristband or some shit. So a couple days later I got another email that was basically like, "Hey, so we fucked up, and you guys still didn't get in. You still didn't get in, but also we said your whole band gets wristbands and just one of you does. You still didn't get in though, and your whole band can't come. One of you can come." And it was just like, fuck you guys. But I mean, whatever. I was really pissed, and I think like, it's weird because we're in like a weird position right now where like things either go like really fucking good or they suck, and I know that's the way she goes. I'm not really complaining about it. Just it sucks that sometimes life just is the way that it is, and it's still okay to say that sucks. And it's funny, man. It's so humbling because you can like, I think like last open mic, I was like, man, it was crazy. We played this show, and like I met like Cleopatra. Those guys were like my heroes right now, and that was so cool. And then we played Rum Runners. So like it was like fucking packed in there, man, and that was so crazy. And then now I'm like, we didn't get into CMW, and I hate everything. But that's music, baby. And I was thinking actually about this today. Is like I think I've had like more disappointments. Like I think music has like brought me more disappointment than it has joy in terms of individual moments. Right? There's been more moments of disappointment than there's been moments of joy. But I think I think if you really love it, I think you accept that for what it is. But I think that the moments of joy, they stay longer, and they mean more, and that's why you keep doing it. It's like, I guess it's kind of like chasing the dragon a little bit, I guess. Not getting to CMW really bugged me. So I thought that we worked really hard and we still got rejected. But I think I applied real early, and I should have waited. I think, and we probably still wouldn't have got in. Honestly, like, you know, we've maybe worked really hard, but I think there's probably more that we could do. We haven't even hit like 500 followers on anything. You know, there's a lot more that we could do, I think. But it still sucks because I think that when you're working hard, you're looking for things to support that, you know, support that, like, your hard work is paying off. And things have, man, like, things still have supported that our hard work is paying off. And when not everything works out, I think that's just a good reminder to be like, hey, you know, don't get too caught up in yourself. You know, and I have, like, other friends and other bands where, like, that are just starting that are doing amazing right now. Like, they have, like, I mean, I don't know every step of their life, but from what I can see, it's like nothing's gone wrong. And yet, and like, you can see how that, like, kind of maybe goes to their head a little bit. And you never wish, like, anything bad on your friends. It'd be great if you and your friends and all of the music that they do or whatever they want to accomplish is 100% successful and you guys conquer the world together. But you know, I think it's important to fail sometimes, and whether that failure was in or out of your control, you know, doesn't really matter, as long as you're like, how fucking cliche is that? As long as you're, like, learning from it and pushing through. But it's like, it sucks, man, you know. And there's other things, like, I try not to do, like, battle of the bands or shit like that, because it's just like, you know, I have friends that do battle of the bands and they get real close and then they fucking lose and they don't win anything and they're like, we should have won, it was rigged. Like, yeah, and, you know, you could have spent that time better, you know, meeting other people and other, like, legitimate bands that you actually wanted to play with, you know. I don't know. Music's a tricky bitch, man, and you gotta, you know, any kind of art, man, like, anything, like, there's no clear-cut path, you know. And I think that's, like, a trouble that people fall into. It's a trap that people fall into, is, like, you look at other bands. Here's, like, a huge mistake I think a lot of people make. They look at other bands and they go, I like that band, like, and essentially I want to be that band. So what exactly did they do? And we'll do that. I hope I get signed to their management. We've only played, you know, 12 shows, but I hope that we get signed to their management. You know, we haven't put out any music yet, but if we could get signed to their management, that'd be great. You know, if we could just, all we got to do is win this battle of the bands, because they won that battle of the bands. You know, and it's like, dude, if they followed that exact path again, they probably wouldn't end up in the same place. You know what I mean? I know that's vague, because I'm talking from, like, a real place and a hypothetical place. But, like, you can't weigh yourself down with, like, what other bands do. No, you should ask what other bands did, but you should ask other bands what other bands did. Because just asking one band or two bands or whatever, you know, like, that's why, honestly, if you watch the podcast, like, I ask everybody very similar questions, because especially if I know, like, this guy's, like, fucking, his Instagram game is insane, I'm gonna ask him about that. And maybe, you know, 2 guests later, it's the same deal, but it's insane for different reasons. I want to know what they did, because what Charlie the Kid did might not totally work for me, but maybe I can take a couple things from him, I can take a couple things from them, and use it and try it, man. And, like, maybe it won't work, maybe it will work, who knows. You just gotta, you know, I think the big thing today right now is humility. I think that last episode I was really stoked on, you know, things looking up, and you know, right now, I mean, things aren't looking down. It's just, you know, a setback. And setbacks happen, man. That's totally cool. You know, shit happens. But yeah, I don't think I had. Yeah, I didn't really have anything else really to add to that. The only other thing I have really written down was this, like, it's not really a meme, but this photo I kept seeing about, like, supporting artists. And, you know, it's great if you like your friend's Facebook page, but if you like it and then you don't interact with it in any way, like, that's not really supporting. And I agree with that. And that's also something that I'm finding with, like, the podcast is, like, sometimes people come on the podcast and then they come and they're like, it was great, that was so much fun, and let us know when we're putting it out, and we're totally sharing this was so great, and then they don't. And honestly, doesn't matter. Maybe not, because maybe realistically we're talking about 10, 20 other views, but 3 of those 20 views could be other people that want to share it. And I think that I need to maybe do more. I'm not asking everybody else to do my work for me, but I think that I try to do my part. And when I have a friend or I love somebody's music, I talk about it and I share it, and then maybe I throw it on an Instagram story, or I talk about it on here, or I have you on, and sharing at least fucking your episode that you did, you could share, or and it doesn't have to be like just share what I post. Share it however the fuck you want to share it, man. Just tell your fans about it. I just think it's like, I don't know. And I think when, you shouldn't ever do something, I think okay, if I go to a band show, I'll put a 15-second clip of the chorus of their most popular song on our story, be like, hey, we were here, check these guys out, whatever. And I try not to do anything in a transactional nature, because that's really dangerous, and it's disingenuous. It's just one of those things where I do that shit because I love it. And then if you come to my show and you're in the back and you're talking the whole time and you don't interact with our music in any way, you're just a body in the room, okay, or I don't know, man. I wish that and this doesn't just go for me, I'm just speaking from my personal experience. It sounds like I'm bitching right now. But it is a thing of if you see your friends post some music and you fucking love your friend, and you actually kind of dig the song, fucking hit that share button, motherfucker. Hey, listen to my friend's band. You're fucking stupid if you don't listen to my friend's band. Whatever, however you want to approach it. I love this guy dearly. Listen to his music. And like I said, I do that because I don't expect it back. But I always think that's interesting. Because also, the way that it works is and I've talked about this, I think maybe on open mic before, and also with other bands, is it's sometimes I just don't want to pull my lazy ass out of bed to go out. Not because I don't love you or your band, I just don't want to go out. But if I know that you'll do that for me, or if I did it for you and you won't do it for me, that does become a thing where it's hey man, we all got to be in this together. And it's maybe not transactional, but it's just in the sense of hey, this is a community, and I will fucking scream your name from the mountaintops because I believe in you and I love what you do. And if you say all that shit about me, I mean, if you fucking hate my music, that's fine. I got it. That's cool. You know what I mean? Because there's bands that I don't necessarily love, that people that I know or whatever. And it's, it's a weird one, man. And I mean, I hope that, that's not the case. But I think that you can, it's so easy to help people out nowadays with no effort. You know what I mean? You could do it while you're taking a shit or something. All you gotta do is fucking post the Spotify thing on your story and be love these dudes, fucking whatever your band's color is, background, fucking send it off, And I don't know, because it's weird right now because I'm a nobody and I have no pull really, or no influence on people. But I don't know, man. I think if I can do that, and maybe one person cares when I post about something 6 times, I hope that would never change if, say this podcast takes off, or even the band takes off, and I can help some band that hasn't even started yet, that I find or that reaches out and I'm like, fuck, I really love these guys, and they have 200 Instagram followers, but their EP's wicked or their singles wicked, you know. And, you know, whatever, if I want to share, if I have the influence and I like them, I'm not saying that I'm going to fucking bring them on the road with me and be like, these guys deserve to be famous. But if I can just be like, hey, everybody that supports us, we are friends with these guys. They're just starting out, check them out. And it's so easy to do that now. And I just like, I don't know, it's kind of bullshit not to, honestly. You know, you don't have to spam your accounts or whatever. But, I don't know, man. I do notice when people aren't pulling their weight, you know, because a lot of people just want the shortcut, and it's not like I'm like opening the gate. This sounds fucking awful. I'm still gonna post it because I still believe what I'm saying. I think if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. You know, you're not obligated to anything, but I think that, you know, even if the genres are different, you know, if we're friends, you know, we're all in this together, you know. And a lot of times, like, if your buddy's band's doing well, you know, you guys could do well. And I think if you're fighting and competing all the time, and fuck them, you know, why did they get that? Why didn't we get it? There's probably a reason for it, you know. Maybe you're not doing enough, you know, but just always, you know, be supportive, and I think that you know, although I was gonna say be supportive and like don't ask for too much, even though I was just kind of like asking for stuff, but you know, I don't know, you got to do your thing, and you also, like, I think the other point I was trying to make was like, if you're doing your part and you're not getting as much back as you're giving, you know, just don't dwell on that. I think you got to move on. And I've been bad for that, man. How come they didn't share this? How come I'm always sharing their stuff, they're not sharing my stuff? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, man. I think you just got to do your part, and you know, if you love doing this, you know, like I said, you know, 20 minutes ago or whatever, you know, I think art hurts a lot more than it pleasures, but the pleasure is way better than the pain, you know. And I find the effects of the, you know, of the good last a hell of a lot longer than the effects of the bad, because, man, even just like something shitty can happen, but if you have a good band practice, like, that feels good, you know. And it's tough, man, because it's like now it's so easy to watch people succeed and see how people succeed, but, you know, you just gotta ride it out. Everybody's journey is different, man. Sometimes it's 7 years, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's, you know, whatever, you know, and sometimes it doesn't happen. But I think that you just gotta, you know, and I've said this before, like, I assume there's an expiry date on Lost Arts, and I hope that expiry date is fucking 50 years from now, you know. But it could be in a couple months, man. And like, I want to make sure that whenever this is over, whether it's in 6 months, it's in 3 years, or it's, you know, when I die, I want to make sure that I fucking actually did it. And I love the feeling of watching like a Nella on stage and being like, fuck, I love her and I love her music, and like, those guys are so fucking good. And, you know, when I see Basic White on stage, or fucking whoever, man, I could literally just keep listing bands. Some of them I'm great friends with, some of them I just kind of know, some, you know, whatever. When you see your friends up there doing what they fucking love, it's a great feeling. And I don't know, man. I think that's it. I think I have a hard time closing, and so I'm gonna close her off now. And like, I'm gonna try to share these more. I know, yeah, like Drew reached out to me. Actually, Steve reached out to me in the last one and said that he was digging it. fucking check these out, man. Like, let me know. Check these out. If you made it this far, you checked it out. But like, you know, give it a share. Tell somebody about it, and tell me about it, man. Like, I'm still kind of learning how to do this solo thing, but I like it. So let me know, man. Let me know if you're digging it. Let me know, like, I'm trying to stop saying yeah and so much and talking like while other people are talking on We Should Jam sometime. So if I'm like rambling too much, I kind of made notes, and like today I had a more clear like vision of what I wanted to talk about. So I'm gonna try to make it more notes. So if I do get off track, I've like got something to go to. But anyway, yeah, go check out the Romancer episode. Go check out an old episode. Go check out episode fucking. What was a good one, man? Go check out the Basic White one, man. I can't remember what episode it was. It was like episode 21 or something, I think. Go check that episode out because that was a great episode, and the record's coming out. And watch out for the record coming out soon. And yeah, go listen to Lost Arts. You know, stream our shit, man. Put it on mute or whatever. Oh yeah, dude. Oh fuck. Okay, well, real quick. Explain Me Away. It was the 1 year anniversary. It was just some good excuse to put some content out last Friday. We did a little acoustic version of it. Go check that out and tell me what you think about it. That would be great. And go share the fucking video around and shit, man. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's actually on Instagram. We threw it on an IGTV. Go check it out. And there's like lots of behind the scenes footage that I think I'm gonna mix together or something. Anyway, my food's probably burning. See you later. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.